I'm gonna do this video on this movie. It's a movie that was shot overseas somewhere, right? And it was a group of guys from like France or something somewhere, and they were, hold on, I'm gonna have to come back to it. There was some cops. There was a group of cops, and there was a group of bad guys. The bad guys, one of them was a big drug dealer. He had beat his cases. They couldn't really get him on anything. So they wanted to go and off him and take his stuff illegally off duty, right? They wanted to go kill him off duty and take his shit. Feelings and emotions, right? Feelings and emotions, okay? Woman and man. There are like 10 guys in the whole thing, right? 10 guys, okay? 10 guys. One woman is a cop. She's sleeping with one of the other cops, okay? So they go in this building to get this guy. They set a trap, but the guy was smart. He set a trap for the trap they set, and they was coming to kill him, and it was two cops that did something they weren't supposed to do. And one of the cops the lady was sleeping with, and she wasn't supposed to be with him, but she was sleeping with him. And he got killed because he went to do something they told him not to do before he did it, and he just went gun-ho and did it on his own, went by himself, and it was a trap set for the trap. So the cop set a trap for him, and he set a trap for the trap they set. He got their ass, right? He didn't kill him. He killed the two that came on him in the wrong way. Really, it was one of them, just the one she was sleeping with, that came at him in the wrong way. So he killed the guy, right? So, I mean, he justified. It was either he killed him or they killed him. Either they killed him or he killed them. So it was the guy and him, and he had no choice, right? So he catches them, unarms them, and said, "Listen, man, I'm not trying to take y'all out, but I had to do it to your boy because he came and he tried to kill me. You guys are illegally here." All this stuff, right? So the lady, she's emotional because she was sleeping with the man, the cop that got killed. She was sleeping with him and seeing him, and she wasn't supposed to be, but she was doing it anyway. That part irrelevant, but check out. So listen to this shit. This is why women cannot lead anything, and men need to be where they're at. And this explains it greatly. So in the middle of them trying to bust the guy, the movie takes a drastic left turn. And it goes into a zombie apocalypse while they're in the building trying to get the guy. A zombie apocalypse breaks out. And all these people on the outside, the whole world just went crazy while they were in the building, right? So everybody is coming to a surprise about it because the people they killed is getting back up, and they had to re-kill them. And then they seeing the zombies through the window coming, trying to get in the building. Okay, just check it out. So all the men at this point, the cops and the bad guys, realize, hey, all this shit is over. We have to work together to survive. Everybody's on board. All the men were like, okay, let's do that. But the woman was still in her feelings. She was still in her feelings, still in her emotions. And she was like, oh, but he killed such and such. And he was like, but such and such did something he wasn't supposed to do. Well, I'm not going to let that go because he killed such and such, in her feelings. Never mind, the zombie apocalypse done broke out outside, and it ain't no more police, no more nothing, right? She's still on wanting to get this guy. So the other cops are like, look, we need to work together. All that your personal feelings shit, keep that shit out of it. Like that. He said, we got to survive. She said, well, I'm not going to let it go. He said, well, you need to let it go because it was his fault. So she wouldn't let it go. She acted as she did. Everything was cool. So now they got to get past the zombies to get out. So the bad guy done saved the cops a bunch of times, and the male cops done saved the bad guy, and his people saved the bad guy a couple of times. So they realize, as men, we know, hey, this is what we got to do to survive. We can't We can't, our differences gotta be put aside. We wanna make it out of here. It's only one way out, is us to live. So the bad guy, he was a smart guy. He was a nice guy. It was just he sold drugs. They could never catch him on nothing. So he saved this lady and the cop dudes, but he saved this lady, I don't know how many times from getting killed, right? Because she just couldn't do what they could do. He saved the lady so many times, and then it boiled down to the last three cops. Her, him, the other guy cop, and this guy, and one of his guys. So it's like 4 people, right? So the cop, the drug dealer dude, it was all over in France somewhere. The drug dealer dude, he was black, French. And the cops are French too, but they were white French cops. So the white French cop, he's getting killed. He sacrificed himself to save the lady. All the men are sacrificing themselves to save the fucking lady. I used to get that, but I'm out of that, and I'm gonna explain why. So then the white cop tells the black guy, hey man, do me a favor, make sure she gets out of here. Whatever you gotta do, take care of her, please. And she's sitting here watching all this shit and hearing everything. I mean, everything. She's hearing and seeing everything. He said, yeah, I'm going to take care of her. So they go through all this shit, all these zombies to get out of the building. She puts herself in a bad situation, so he would have to use his bullets to save her because she knew he would. He saves her. They get out of the building. Listen, they get out of the building. Would you believe this bitch shot him in the back of his head when he was trying to catch his air? She shot him in the back of the head and stood over him and shot him 2 more times and said, I told y'all I wasn't gonna let it go. And then the zombies ate this bitch. So tell me, what was the purpose of all them sacrificing themselves for this one stupid ass, emotional ass woman that was not gonna do nothing the right way, that was gonna sit there and do the shit the way she doing it? Tell me, what was the purpose of all them people dying for her when she gonna do some dumb shit in the end over some fucking feelings and emotions? Listen, look, this is why women can't run shit. Y'all look at emotions and feelings and not at logic. The men knew logically, this is what makes sense. This is our way out. The woman was still trying to do a job that it wasn't no more job, and she got 8 at the end. So all those people just died for nothing over her. When if they would have just kicked that bitch to the curb, let her get 8, they would have all still been alive and been out of the building. Saving her for her to go get killed, they just threw away their life. And the old Cuban man taught me that. I'm going to break that shit down. And I'm going to break that down at the end of this video. Anyway, okay. I said all that to say this about that movie. That lady, because that guy died, that she was just dating, he wasn't her husband. Nothing, okay? She was just sleeping with him. She was willing to basically suicide everybody over that one penis. Over just some feelings she had over her own life and death living. She was willing to sacrifice and burn everybody on the ship and take the whole ship down over one fucking dick. She couldn't get over it. She couldn't get past it. She just could not move forward. So she was willing to burn everybody, including the whole boat, take the whole ship down over one dick. She was willing to basically give everybody's life plus her own over fucking feelings and emotions. And that's what I mean by the women just throwing shit away, trading dollars for pennies. Just, that's what I call it. Just you giving away everything. Every example, so you get it. Women right now, they're in marriages, okay? They don't went and made babies with the men who got the money because they wanted to make the babies with the men who had the money, right? But when they go fuck the guy behind the guy back that's been taking care of them, they fuck the guy that don't got no money. So they trading dollars for pennies. Again, they're burning the whole fucking building down with everybody inside, throwing away everything valuable because of feelings and emotions. So over feelings and emotions, she is willing to throw everything away because of the penis, how it made her feel, and the lies she was told so he could get the pussy. Example, but real. The women will go cheat with the guy. The guy is telling them everything they want to hear. Women will rather be lied to than told the truth. So, I mean, he wants pussy from you. What do you think he's going to say? Yeah, I would marry you. I'll be with you. I will spend my life with you. You leave him. It's really a power trip amongst men. Men just want to see if they good enough to get you to leave your shit to be with him. A lot of them guys, you leave your man and then those women end up by themselves with no fucking body because they were stupid enough to give away everything for nothing. Because the guy got nothing. Another lady, white lady, real. I did a video on her. She threw away her entire 25-year marriage with a man that was paid, okay? She really wanted to be with her husband, had kids with him, her husband growed up, the whole nine. He put the kids through school. She was willing to throw away her whole marriage to go out there and ride the dick carousel because one guy, young, told her that he wanted to be with her on the internet. And she went and threw away her 25-year marriage and everything and went and got her apartment from a big-ass house, went to a little-ass apartment, and thought the husband was still going to take care of her, and it didn't work out that way. So then she went and threw everything away for this fucking guy, okay? And you got to see what I'm saying. It's really nice. Let's get back to what I'm saying at hand. So she went and threw away everything to sleep because of what this guy was telling her, because she snuck around and fucked the guy a couple of times, right? So she threw away everything that was of value, traded her dollars for pennies, and slept with the guy and left her husband, and then got in her apartment, and the guy told her he wasn't going to be with her like that. And then she went to crying and shit because now the way she thought it was going to work was she was going to leave her husband. This guy was going to come in and do all this shit. He wasn't none of the shit he told her. He had somebody. He wouldn't leave who he was with. And then she went to fucking all these different guys listening to women. And then making charts and shit, putting all the guys' names on it and saying that none of the guys was willing to stick around. Listen to it. None of the guys was willing to stick around, knowing that she's sleeping with all these other guys. None of the guys was willing to stick around. You think? Of course they wasn't willing to fucking stick around. Men don't want hoes. Listen, ladies, men don't like hoes. No man wants a hoe. When you go sleep with a bunch of guys, you might as well just say it's curtains for you. Cause you ain't no man finna take you serious after that. Because they don't want a hoe. Listen, ladies, let me explain why men don't want hoes. I know I gotta explain it, so let me explain it. When a man, everything about a man from what I'm seeing as a man and growing up and dealing with men, it's about respect. Everything for us is about respect. So we go to build this nice life, build all this stuff up about ourselves for respect, right? Okay, so we're real big on respect. Men, other men respecting us, people respecting us, the whole nine, right? We'll build all this stuff up on respect, okay? On respect, all right? We gonna build all this stuff on respect, okay? Why would we want a woman who men don't respect because she done slept with all these men and she's known as the buffet table and everybody done had a turn and she the leftovers of men that are below us? Because when you don't work hard to get up there, the dude she dealing with ain't up there, because if they was, she wouldn't want to deal with you. So I don't know how the ladies don't understand that men know all this stuff, right? So she turns around, okay? And she wants to now say, well, that was my past. Well, with men, everything we do follows us for a lifetime. If we commit crimes and we get in trouble or caught, it follows us for a lifetime. If we don't become our best self and we fuck everything up that follows us for a lifetime. We have to deal with the consequences of the choices we make. We can't escape it. So we can't deal in make-believe land because other men won't let us live there. They will remind us that we don't got this and we didn't do that and we ain't like this. And just like that, we on our grind. We have to, because men are brutal with each other. So a man don't want a woman representing him that's going to make him look bad because her reputation is bad. It's like you got good credit to a bank and then you bring a person in and you recommending the person and the person got bad credit. The bank going to look at you like, you brought this person to us that don't pay none of their shit back and that credit's horrible. We can't do nothing with this person. Your shit is great, but you bringing us people that are helpless, that stuff we can't even do nothing to save them if we wanted to. So again, what I'm saying is, ladies, a man does not want a woman that's going to represent him and make him look bad. When you go and mess with another man behind your man back, here's what message you're sending to the other man. You're saying, hey, I'm really unhappy with my man. He's not doing his job in the room. I'm unhappy with my man and everything I've invested in this relationship. Yeah, I'm willing to throw it away. It don't mean nothing because I'm unhappy with him and my relationship is weak and it's not good and it's it's nothing. It don't mean nothing to me. After all I've invested, it just don't, my time, all that, it just don't mean nothing to me. So I'm willing to throw all that away. And, he just not doing his job. He not pleasing me. That's the message you sending to the man that you sleeping with. All y'all ladies that'll say, well, that's how I feel about it. Well, let me tell you what else you got to understand about men. That's important since you feel that way. Those who feel that way. Listen to this. By you doing that to the other man, here's what the man is also you sending to him. I'm unfaithful. I'm ungrateful, I'm unappreciative, and I will destroy anything you build with me if I'm unhappy. So never date me, never trust me, and don't take me serious. Just get the pussy, enjoy yourself, and go on about your business because I ain't worth the time. That's also what you're telling him. So he will sleep with you, but he will never date you. He'll never take you serious because of what you did to the other man. He looking at how you fucked him over, and he know that if you did that to him, you'll do it to him as well. So he not finna take that chance because he can't afford to. And that's the way men are, and that's the way men see things. So, ladies, when you cheat, know who you cheating with. Because a lot of the guys y'all go sleep with be on bullshit, and a lot of the guys y'all go sleep with don't want y'all. So you just giving away the pussy. And you letting the guy that don't care nothing about you, that ain't gonna go through nothing for you, that if you on your sick bed, he ain't gonna be there, but the nigga you married to will, you letting that guy have some and giving him everything, but the guy that's doing everything for you that's actually gonna be there, you giving him nothing. Y'all backwards in y'all thinking. That's why I say that, and I got a video on that too. Now, back to the lady who was doing all this crazy shit and left her husband. She went to crying because he replaced her so fast. That broke her heart. She couldn't understand how he could easily get somebody else, and he was doing all the stuff he used to do with her with the other girl, taking her on the vacations, going on the boat with her and his kids. Well, what you thought was gonna happen? The nigga is an above average man in money. He not gonna be hard to replace you. All the women want what you had. So you throwing your dollars away for pennies. Of course somebody coming to get that shit. What you crying for? And then all the men is not wanting to talk to her, and she's like, he ain't sticking around, and this one ain't. Of course not. You sleeping with all these guys, your pussy probably smell horrible, because when y'all do that, that's what happens, just in case you don't know. You think you're clean, but up in that shaft, when that wetness come down, and that wetness hit the air, it gives off an odor. And guess what? When you sleep with a bunch of guys, that odor is not good. It is not your normal odor, because you letting all these different men enter you, and you fucking yourself up. Men know that too. So when they see a woman and she don't smell right, it's over. It's not no, the next time. We don't do next times with smells, ladies. That's a turn off. We don't give a fuck how good you look. We don't want the pussy that bad. Our dicks will go soft instantly if you stink. It's like a turn off. So I don't know what y'all thinking. I don't know what's going on in y'all world. Why y'all look at shit the way y'all do. But y'all need to get up off that shit, because y'all got too much backwards shit going on, too much crazy thinking going on, and that's why y'all where y'all at. You can't live like that in the real world. You cannot do it. In the real world, you can't do that. You cannot sit there in the real world and do all this crazy shit and then think that, oh yeah, somebody's gonna come wipe me up and take me in. No, nobody's not. I done ran across it 100 times. I done seen it 100 times. Listen to what I'm telling you. I don't give a fuck. I would not take a hoe. I just wouldn't do it. I don't care if she young or she old, how good she look. None of us want them. They fun, they recreational use only. If that, and some of us don't even want to even hit it at all, because it ain't even worth the time. Or the stress. So that lemon just ain't worth the squeeze. So we ain't even worried about squeezing it. We ain't worried about getting to know you. We don't care how good your personality is. If we don't want you, just like you wouldn't talk to the man that ain't got nothing, or he ain't got a car, you don't care how good his personality is, y'all wouldn't want to talk. That's the same way we feel about y'all. We move right on through. We not emotional about it at all. You one woman in a world of billions of women, and all of y'all is way more y'all than us. It's not enough men to go around. All of y'all couldn't get married if you wanted to by just reality, because you can't beat numbers. And then y'all want a smaller percentage of the men within the lesser men as it is. And then y'all are sitting here with hopeful and wishful thinking and living in imaginary land that this guy is just gonna come out of nowhere and save you. I'm telling you, man, it blows me away. The thinking of the women, like it just blows me away. Went crazy there for a minute, but you get my point. So an old Cuban man, his name was Tony. He's still cool. He's still alive. He's still there. His name's Tony. I ain't gonna say was. His name is Tony. Okay, good friend of mine. In his 60s, guy got money, retired. So he tells me, he says, oh, we were having a conversation one day at his house. He a chef too, and he used to be in military. So we would go shooting this shit at the range together. Real nice guy. Known him for a lot of years. Nigga cook his ass off. So the guy says, if we ever were to get invaded, you got to be the type of person to live here if we get invaded. Our military, when I was in there, the people in charge like Obama were making that people were willing to shoot their own citizens. He's saying if you ain't willing to do that, then you wouldn't be able to survive, because that's the type of mindset you're going to have. You'll be willing to shoot a family member, a friend, whatever they tell you to do. You got to be willing to do it, and everybody's not willing to do that mentally. And I looked at him and I'm like, yeah, that shit crazy. So he said everybody not willing to do that. And that was true, right? So he got a wife, and she a doctor, and she overweight. But she a pretty lady, she overweight. He's in shape. So he was like, listen, if we had to run and go into the woods to live because of what's going on, my wife wouldn't make it. So I say, well, you would save her. What would you do? He said, man, I would just, the best thing I could offer her is a bullet in her head. And I just looked at him like, this nigga crazy as fuck. You would kill his wife. But when he went to explaining, I understood his reasoning. But I didn't agree with what he was saying about the bullet in her head, but I understood his reasoning. And this is what he said. He said, if she get caught, she can't do nothing. She overweight, she old. They would either just torture her, kill her, or use her as a slave. She wouldn't want that. or a sex object, if that. She wouldn't want to do that, and they would want the younger women for that, and she would get killed anyway. So why am I going to try to save her and throw my life away when I could have been here and saved other people? People like me is needed. She chose to be big. She couldn't run. She couldn't do nothing. I couldn't save her. So the best thing I could do for her is a bullet in her head if I had to do it, or leave her behind. He say, but I'm not going to put my life on the line to save hers because it makes no sense for me to do that. He said, what? I would give my life to save her. Then an hour later, she gets killed, or a couple of days later, she gets killed because she was going to die anyway because she couldn't survive. He said, what sense would that make? All the lives I could have actually saved, but I gave mine up to save her. What sense would that make? He said, this is the shit they teach us in the movies, but that's not reality. He said, reality is you don't give yourself for a person that would never make it anyway. He said, because then if you gave yourself your life, you would be throwing it away for nothing. And that's and when he said it, I thought about it, and I was like, damn, he's right. It makes sense. Now, I couldn't do the bullet in the head, but I would do the best I could to protect her. But if she couldn't do certain things, like I had to choose between both of us dying together and me, no, I'm gonna put her somewhere hotter there and be like, you stay here and I'm gonna go do this and then I'm gonna come back. I would do it like that. But trying to run with her and she can't do it, I can't do the bullet in the head thing because I love her. You know, I couldn't hurt her. But I get where he's coming from, because I like to see when people do stuff, you still have to understand their logic and thinking. See, and women could never do that because they don't like looking at both sides. They just like to look at the side they like. And that's one side of the life. And if you look at only the side you like, you'll miss the entire picture that you're seeing. You miss the entire picture doing that. And that's very bad and dangerous because you being selfish in a way, you're not being fair. How could you be in charge of something over a bunch of people when you only gonna side with the people you like? Then you gonna be fucking over good people, then you're not a good leader. A good leader has to make the tough calls, the tough decisions. They have to make the hard choices. They have to give the bad news when it come down to, hey man, I'm not going to you're not gonna be picked because you're not good. It don't matter, you my friend. You're not good for the job, so I'm not picking you. Sorry. Then they upset. Who gives a shit? I need the best person for the job. I don't need this motherfucker there because they my friend. They gonna be fucking up and I gotta double work or pay somebody else to do the job. I just paying them, giving them free money. Fuck that. So yeah, I get it, but damn, bro. But again, with the movie, the shit was crazy. Really, it was fucking crazy. Had to say that. Anyway, I'm out.